Welcome to Abundant Life News. I'm Ami Burrow. So today we're going to be talking about current events, specifically what has happened within the last week leading up to the solar eclipse. A lot of people have been talking about it, and we want to really find out the kingdom perspective. What is the Lord saying? So let's talk about it. So just this past week, very interesting. There was a few different earthquakes. I don't know if you may have heard of it, but there was one earthquake that took place. It was a 7.8 magnitude earthquake that took place. It rattled outside of Japan, right off of the coast there area, specifically around Taiwan. And people could actually feel this earthquake all the way to the Philippines. That's how strong it was. There was another earthquake subsequently that happened right after that, and it hit New York City. That's right, New York City and New Jersey, and it actually impacted 42 million residents. Could you imagine? 42 million residents affected and impacted by this earthquake. So that recently just happened as well, and you could actually feel it all the way through to north of Philadelphia. So what is all of this, and why is it happening? Why is it happening before the solar eclipse? That's really the question. So I had an opportunity to read an article by CBN News, and they were talking about the blood moons. So what happens with a solar eclipse is that the moon passes by the sun and it covers the sun and creates a shadow, which gives us that darkness period. And so that's going to be happening. And so this blood moon, so to speak, is talked about in Revelations. Specifically, it's talked about in Revelation 6 and 12, and I'm going to read that. It says, and I want you to listen to this. This is very, very key. A violent earthquake occurred and the sun turned black like sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. It said a violent earthquake. We didn't have not one, but we had two signs, right? So as I was reading this, I was trying to figure out, well, what is sackcloth? We need to know what that is. A lot of times when we read the word, sometimes we might, not read specifically each individual word and get that understanding. With all that getting, you want to get an understanding. So I looked it up and I said, sackcloth. What is sackcloth? Get this. Sackcloth is a garment that's worn as a token of mourning, and it was actually worn by the Israelites. It's also thought of as a sign of submission or grief or self-humiliation. And you can find that in 1 Kings 20, 30 through 32. And also you can find it through 2 Kings 19 and 1. So it's actually 1 Kings 20, 31 to 32. You can start at 30 and you'll be able to get some of that background information about this garment. So think about it. Sackcloth, a garment of mourning, a garment of submission, a garment of self-humiliation. What is all of this and what does it mean? So could it be that we need to humble ourselves and pray? We need to have that self-humiliation before the Lord, before he comes back? Could these all be signs and wonders of things to come, and signs just of things to come in general? A lot of times we get these signs and we don't really look into them, and it's really important that we do. So this is a time for us to fast. It's a time for us to pray. It's a time for us to get closer to God so we can know what he's saying and we can be ready. I know during COVID-19, a lot of us were caught by surprise. We walked into grocery stores and they did not have supplies. We did not have water. We did not have cleaning supplies. We didn't have, our basic necessities like tissue. Let's not get caught unprepared. If God has given us these signs, let's pay attention, especially in this season. Thank you for tuning in to Abundant Life News, and we look forward to talking to you soon and showing you and talking more about current events is going to be coming up. We're going to be talking about current events, and we're going to be talking about politics, and we're going to be seeing about the kingdom perspective. You don't want to miss it. So remember, let's live an abundant life with Abundant Life News. Be blessed.